You have stumbled into the Eye of Horus, not the Twilight Zone. I was trying to do my best Twilight Zone. We are on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I am Christopher Gray. We are running Temples and Tombs. This is the Eye of Horus episode 5?
Five.
Okay, 5. So we're starting to actually get into story now. We have
that's what you think, Christopher.
We have our A plot, which is the various love connections with Eleanor Roosevelt and her super spy network. I wouldn't call them spies.
At least one of us is a spy.
One of you is, yeah.
I want to start the CIA.
Yeah, I think spies don't usually call themselves spies.
Scarlet has a lot to prove.
Scarlet is founding the idea of the modern spy. There's no word for it yet. 1947, I think, was the CIA was established. Right. So there's time. Yeah.
There's a lot of this interesting historical information in Temples and Tombs, a role-playing game of action and adventure that's based on the Year Zero engine by Christopher Gray.
When we go history, we land. You know, you may as well be watching the History Channel.
So just aliens.
Like I said. All right, great. So that's what we're doing here. I am running the game, and I guess I should pass the baton on to the rest of our cast. To start with Emily.
Hey, everybody. I'm Emily St. James. Before you tuned in, we were talking about 2010's disaster movies, and I'm going to try to work a bunch of references to those into today's session. Every time you count one, mark a score on your punch card. Once you get 10, you get a free movie reference. I will be playing Libby Scarsdale. She is a journalist, and I cannot entirely control what she will say or do. So get ready for that.
All right, who's next? We usually have an order, but I've forgotten who it was. Let's go with Blythe.
Hi, I am Blythe. This is my dog, Chopper. He really wants to be included today. I am playing Scarlet, the director. Yes, dog, I know. Just gay, lots of gay. So much gay and so much jealousy. Lesbians run the world.
Definitely, we uncovered a bit of that. Joe.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe, and I play Barry. He is the ace pilot. He's the owner-operator of the Havelock Transatlantic Secure Shipping and Transport Company. He's the pilot of the Painted Lady, and we'll see what happens on this episode of Barry Has 5 Moms.
If you have not caught up yet, please do, so that you know what the hell we're talking about. Jason, welcome aboard. This is episode 2 for you.
Hi, yeah, I'm Jason. I believe I am Barry's 5th mom. I am using the Genius playbook to play as the one and only Amelia Earhart. Yes, that Amelia Earhart. Not any of those other Amelia Earharts. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Interestingly, Amelia's not doing the piloting.
No.
No. A lot of people don't know she was supposed to go to MIT, but through a collapse of actual like family funding and like investments and whatnot, she wasn't able to afford it, and but was like accepted into. She went to Brown for a while and another one, and then was supposed to go to MIT for graduate work and wasn't able to do it because she didn't have the money.
Wow.
Sucks.
Yeah, it was before predatory student loans.
Yeah. If only she'd had predatory student lending.
Yeah,
It would be
we might have had a very different reality.
All right. Well, our group of misfits are, professionals. I don't know what you are. Our group, they are tasked with a hidden agenda by the First Lady of the United States to secure powerful artifacts from the hands of the war machine and get them out of there, so that they cannot be used for the upcoming war. So that's basically what they've been up to. And to do that, they've actually been on the trail of Seti I's mummy. They actually got a hold of the mummy and made it come to life. And there were some shenanigans around that, but they have this mummy that's supposed to have the Eye of Horus in it, which will make whoever has this artifact, this eye, impenetrable, which is obviously something that you don't want in the hands of a war machine. However, since procuring this, they've gotten into some problems, and it turns out that one of the people behind Eleanor's secret group, Colonel Frank Warden, is on the attack. And in our last episode, they managed to get away from this attack and capture the colonel on their way out. However, there are a couple of things that need to be wrapped up even before they figure out what's going on with Frank. There is a little boy named Anton who is still somewhere with the painted lady they're playing. And last we heard, it was attached to a steamer ship and probably okay. We don't know, but Anton's alone. So we need to take care of that. Also, the mummy, the said mummy, and the sarcophagus were left in the hands of one Stanley Levitt.
Hell yeah.
Who's probably doing fine with that.
Hero.
So maybe we don't need to worry about that. But that's where we left off, basically on a high-speed chase in Tripoli as this car is speeding away from an attack by the United States Army, or at least a group of them. So I think that's where we're taking off now. We can just start in media res as you are all speeding away in, I think Barry's driving in this sedan, probably a Plymouth. I don't know what kind of car would be in Tripoli in 1938, but let's say it's a Plymouth.
Is it not Ham's
A
car?
Thunderbird.
No, it's not, because Ham was shot in that car.
Right.
Barry ran up and got another car. So
That's right.
but you did get Ham inside this car, and you haven't revived. Well, revive is the wrong word. You stabilized him,
Yeah.
if I recall. So you have the Colonel, and you have Ham, and you have all of you in a Plymouth. So I don't know. Let's assume this is a very big car, and that's where we're starting. So take it away. I'm just going to watch and see what happens.
Well, I kind of want to question Frank.
Oh, why would you want to do that?
I don't know. I have a sinking feeling that we need to.
He is. I need to recall his state. I think you just clobbered him and dragged him and threw him in. So he's conscious. And
I didn't kill him this time.
you didn't kill him. And did you bind him? I don't remember that you did. I think you just grabbed him and threw him in.
We threw him in, and I guess who's gonna help me tie this man up? Also,
Can I
someone
stun
really
him, Chris?
You're gonna stun him with what? Your personality?
No, my phaser weapon.
Oh,
My
right.
ray gun.
Emilia Earhart has alien technology. Yeah, he's fighting this. I mean, he's trying to pull out his sidearm. He's struggling. It's compact in here. So yeah, there's definitely a situation happening.
Yeah,
while Barry's trying to drive.
Trying to adjust the slider to the yellow setting and just point blank.
Phaser set to stun. I am going to make you roll this because of the situation.
I'm pretty sure this was the stun setting. Oh,
Yeah.
right. So I roll a number of d6s.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll your shoot plus I forget my own stats.
Quick.
Thank you. Shoot plus quick. And then I don't know that if you had any hero dice left over from the last game, you can still use those. But I think if I recall,
quiet
you used
dice.
them.
Oh, I'll take that. My digital dice volume was up way too loud, but I got 3 6s. One of them was on my hero die.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you did
On
well.
5 dice. That was wild.
You did really well. That means you get 2 more hero die.
Okay.
You get a hero die for every success above 1.
And the one that I just used doesn't get used up, right? So now I have 3 hero dice.
No, you use them up, and they're done at 1 and done.
Oh, okay. So I have
on the
2
next
hero
roll,
dice
you'll have 2. Right.
For
on
my
the
next
roll,
roll.
you'll have 2.
Okay,
Right.
got it.
Now, when you get 6 on a hero die, you can choose some boons. Since this isn't really a combat situation, I'm not sure how helpful this will be for you, but you can inspire the others around you, which means if you have any catches, that'll clear 1 catch from everybody present.
I think I did have one. What did I mark? I marked on the run, but that gives me a die. I kind of don't mind keeping that right now.
Okay.
And we are on the run.
Yes, you are. You can do a strong presence, which means everybody present gets a hero die for the next test.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Amelia Earhart is inspiring.
Inspiring with this alien technology, which is,
yes,
what would that have looked like, in the 1930s? Essentially a phaser weapon.
Yeah. I mean, what I described before is it's this very bare, like sort of like long strip of metal with a handle that looks like it's a little too small for her hand, but and then there's no like moving part on it. She just squeezes and it like responds to that pressure, and very strange device.
So the colonel's been knocked unconscious by this yellow beam. Well, I don't know what color is it. I assumed it was yellow. But...
Yeah, that's the yellow setting. If I got it right, it's the yellow setting.
Right.
It's just there's no like indicator. You just have to like move over these like holes on the side of it. It's like playing flute. You just put your fingers there and hope it works.
So yeah, the colonel is unconscious. So now you can bind him. I don't
understand how to play flute, I think, is the takeaway there.
So Ham is stable. The colonel is unconscious. You can bind him, and you are driving through the narrow historic streets of Tripoli. The Americans that you left behind are probably in pursuit, but you really can't tell because it's dark and the streets are windy.
I'm up front. Barry, you're driving, correct?
I am driving.
I'm up front with you, and I say, Barry, normally the Oracle gives me messages related to Scarlet. She likes to torment her, but I believe my latest message is for you. Driving the getaway car, we were flying, but we'd never get far. Don't pretend it's such a mystery. Think about the place where you first met me. She went on to say, and I believe this to be a warning, I was riding in a getaway car. I was driving. I was crying in a getaway car. I was dying in a getaway car. I think if we can't solve this riddle, we're all going to die, is what I'm saying.
Can you please repeat that? I believe the first place we met was it wasn't Nepal. It was where was
it was on board that Zeppelin, remember?
Yes, the Zeppelin. Yes, the hidden valley, and there was a ranch there, and we met there were snakes. There were snakes large snakes on my dirigible.
Yes.
Anyone else have an idea? We must solve this riddle. I do not wish to die.
Now, what happened to that Zeppelin? Do you happen to know offhand?
Well, last I heard, the Zeppelin was returned to the service of Elle and her angels, maybe doing other missions.
Now, there is also a reference to flying, but we'd never get far. Now, listen, that could mean that we need to find the Painted Lady. So I think...
Yes, we must.
Perhaps the Painted Lady and the Zeppelin are connected somehow by us.
I very much doubt that. I would know.
The Oracle would never lie.
Chris, is there any chance I could make a lore roll to interpret the Oracle's words?
Yes.
Okay.
I will never say no.
All right. Well, if I have 2 hero dice, I'm rolling 10 dice. Because this is my roll.
I like that this is our escape conversation as we're driving away from a gunfight.
I think that Dr. Ear should have an oracle of her own who is Ariana Grande.
How successful am I at tying up Frank?
Oh, you don't have to roll for that. This is something you
Okay.
can do in your sleep, probably. But yeah,
Oh, I'm
especially since
very
he's
good at tying
unconscious.
people up.
Okay.
That's
I,
good.
I'm not making any suggestions around that. I just assume being a spy.
Well, now I rolled 10 dice and get 1 6, but it was a hero die.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you can get another boon on your lore.
Are the boons listed on the character sheet? I was trying to.
There's a cheat sheet, which I don't know if I gave you a copy of it.
I thought you did, and I'm not seeing it.
So yeah, there's the clear condition one. There's the everybody present gets a hero die. So everybody already has 1 hero die from the last one. Rise up, you can clear all your catches. Persevere, you can clear your luck tracker. You can automatically succeed instead of roll next time.
Oh.
And well, this doesn't really apply, but if there was an NPC that might be afraid and flee from you.
Well, I like an auto succeed if that applies to what we're doing. Okay.
Well, you could use it on the next roll whenever you would roll next time.
Okay. Yeah. Can I bank one of those?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay. So the lore, you don't really know what they're talking about, but you do draw some connections. And if this oracle is to be believed, maybe you should look up.
Okay.
And you see a Zeppelin descending. Now, had you not looked up, the Zeppelin would have descended. And there are people on board the Zeppelin that are arming themselves with rifles of some sort. And you can tell it's kind of silhouetted against the night sky, but you can totally see it before they get the drop on you.
If I may your vision have had something to do with the Zeppelin above us right now?
My
Sort
goodness.
of like half out the window.
It may have. It just may have. The oracle's words don't always mean what I think they mean.
So, Barry, this is the Zeppelin. This is the one that you flew all those years ago.
Okay.
Wait.
It seems they've pressed the winged plume into their service against us.
I know what that means.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could probably guess.
Well, because I know what the painted lady can do.
Yes.
And I know that was the painted lady.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, you do know that. I forgot that has been revealed, but yes, you do know that.
All right. So Scarlett's gonna look out after tying up Mr. Frank Warden.
Colonel.
He's Mr. now.
He can just be Mr. He was quite cruel to us. Christopher, come on.
He doesn't deserve any titles at this point.
Just Warden.
That colonel needs to be popped.
I want popcorn.
It took me a second.
Yeah. So like she's gonna look out and be like, fuck. Okay, we don't want to shoot that down. We need that in good condition.
Okay, so they're not with you all.
No, I don't know what I'm giving you that idea. That is our Zeppelin. We need to take care of it, but we can't destroy it.
You'd like to recover it though.
Yeah, we need to recover it. There were also
We need to recover the lady and Anton. They can have the plume for all I care.
And is
They
the
really
airplane aboard
can't.
the Zeppelin?
Huh?
Is the airplane aboard the Zeppelin?
Something like that. This
Well-
means that the painted lady is a lot closer than we thought, and that means that Anton is a lot closer than we thought.
Okay. Well, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
when I picture Zeppelins in my mind, there's always a lot of like ropes dangling down.
Well, they have to hang them somewhere. Yeah.
So can I jump up and grab one and climb?
It was also my thought. Mr. Havelock, can you position us beneath either of those ropes?
Is there a specific rope you would like?
Just get down so we
I
can
like
both
that
grab
one.
I shall
Second
see what I
from
can
the
do. Should I be making a roll of some kind here?
I gotta decide
Because in my
exactly
head-
who has to take the brunt of this stunt.
Also, Barry's driving without the lights on.
good.
Okay, yeah, then you get the roll then. And so Amelia and Scarlett are doing the movie stunt thing where they're crawling out, getting on top of the car, right? I'm assuming, and trying to. And so Barry, what you're doing? Yeah. So what you're doing is you're oh, and we're like in Old Town Tripoli, so it's nice and smooth. You know, no cobblestone, I'm sure. So, and it's dark, and so you're trying to navigate this and try to also get them positioned underneath the Zeppelin. At the same time, the individuals up in the Zeppelin are leaning over with rifles and about to take shots. So I think that Amelia and Scarlett can look at them and see they're wearing Italian uniforms.
Well, at least they look sharp.
Military uniforms. So yeah, Barry, you get to roll your drive on this.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't think this counts as. I mean, it depends on what your stat you want to use. You could argue stunt if you make it look a particular way.
No, this will be a drive.
Okay.
I'm just looking for nothing fancy, just to do this right.
And you should have one hero die from Jason's roll or Jason's boon.
Oh yeah. Let me add the hero die too.
And I'm out of hero
I
dice, right?
got
I only.
two.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. I just want to make sure I understand the system here.
I've got 2 6s out of my pool.
Okay. So you get a hero die for next time.
Nothing on the hero die. Yep.
Okay. So
And one's just a big okay as long as they're not on luck die or hero die, or is it just luck die?
just luck die.
That you have to be worried about ones.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
just
okay.
luck die.
Then we're good. They're 6s. Okay. Cool.
All right. So you have it positioned perfectly. You know, there's a couple of moments where you have to readjust the steering, and you might even need to go down a different avenue that's a little wider, and the Zeppelin's kind of coming over. So Scarlett and Amelia, you're able to grab the ropes and you're climbing up. What's the plan? You're just gonna climb up and start punching, or?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna climb up and start taking. I'm gonna literally what I want to do for my first one of those like I'm on the rope and grab a guy.
No
and throw
ticket.
him down.
I forgot to pull up my dice in here, so let me grab a dice roller real quick.
Quick, everybody do stuff.
We are going to do initiative at this point.
Woo.
Well, what do we roll for that?
So you roll your stunt plus quick, and you try to get as many successes as you can to go first. And these guys, I don't know, Italian military.
I feel like they're a little wine drunk, but that's just me.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give them 5 dice.
I only got 1 6.
Wow, I got a lot.
No. Don't.
All right, so we have 2 folks with 1 6. So let's see. One.
Are you
I
sure,
somehow
Chris? Should we
got
check the
1-6.
tape? Because that seems.
I pulled up Albert.rodeo, which is a really great app. And I pulled out a dice tray and I rolled 5 dice. 3 of them were 6s. So these Italians are extremely
One for each guy.
yeah, they're very quick. All right, so we have Amelia and we have Scarlett with
Stuff.
1 die.
I had one as well.
Okay.
We all got 1.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, everybody got 1.
One's
that's
all
gonna be
around.
easy. That's gonna be easy to remember. Okay, cool. Great. I mean, I'm sorry for you, but if we were competitive,
Chris?
if we were competitive,
Are
it
you
would be
sorry?
great. No, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those GMs that relishes in my own victories. I mean, the victories of my NPCs. Where were we? Oh, yes, they were shooting at you. So, I mean, the fact that you are swinging beneath means that they're trying to decide if they're going to want to go after you or after the car or both. I also don't know how many there are. Let me double check. Yeah. All right. So okay, there are there's a couple of them are actually untethering the ropes that you're climbing on and trying to just drop you. So so you're going to have to maneuver in some way to avoid dropping. Now this can be a quick action, which means you can do it now. It just means you won't have a quick action during your turn, or you'll have to fall and take the consequences.
I've got a thought about that. Could I use the freeze setting on my ray gun to freeze the rope to the railing?
Yeah, that's could be a reaction. I mean, I think we have to decide how quick it is to change settings on that thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Like, I am open to that being too much.
I think a quick action means you can change the setting, but to actually take aim and fire is a different question. So what we'll do is we'll do a shoot, but you'll get -2 dice on that because it's a reckless fire.
Is this one that I can take an automatic success on?
Yes, it's your next thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so then it happens as described. He's untethering it and then freezes, and you're just sort of like, now you're dealing with the frozen rope, but it's still attached.
Oh, okay. I was picturing I was like creating a like frozen point, you know, so they can't like drop the rope. But if the whole rope is frozen, that's okay. I'll just break it up as I go.
Yeah, it's I picture it sort of like a reckless sort of, and just a whole bunch of ice happens. And you know, probably
line of ice across the bottom of the thing, and
right.
Yep.
Now that doesn't help Scarlet. Scarlet, what are you doing to get out of this situation? So they're trying to untether you, so you'll drop into the streets of Tripoli.
I mean, I'm gonna basically there's more ropes, right? There's more than just the 2 we're on.
Yeah, you could swing to another rope. You could swing from this one and maybe try to parkour your way up.
My thought was either that swing and try to parkour my way up, or jump to another rope. But I'm gonna do the parkour one because
that requires
to my rope, and then we would have a moment of like holding the rope together.
I swing your way, like get really close to your face, and then parkour up.
Oh, all right.
The freeze frame, just as you arrive, nose to nose.
Not sure how I feel about this, but okay.
Tension is palpable.
Does somebody like take a quick inhale, or is it
no,
that
it's
obvious?
like
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
flips. All right.
We meet again.
Oh, I got 2 6s.
Okay,
Ooh,
great. That
fancy.
means you get a hero die for next time,
Yay.
and your stunt works. So swing in, you have that moment, parkour up, and now you are standing inside because there are open windows on the Zeppelin, so you're able to jump in and do a shoulder roll or however you want to land.
Yeah.
How do you want to land? I don't want to make any assumptions.
I mean, I do have to shoulder roll because that's the safest way to protect my knees.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna suck. But yeah, no, I do the shoulder roll, and then I come up and I hair flip, and I'm like, so who's ready to party?
And then the rumble happens because it's still their turn, and we have you found that there are 4 up there, so 2 of them have been dealing with the ropes, the other 2 are swinging, and I'm going to roll to see how they do. They do really terribly. Oh, there is 1 success. All right. I mean, you've got 2 on you, and you're holding your own, but you do need to take a catch. You can tell me how that lands on you.
Oh no, I have
Because you've already used your quick action to get up here.
Okay, I have so many catches. I have taken off guard. I have flipped, overwhelmed, emotional. I guess I'll take on the run.
Yeah, you could do on the run or flip script. Flip script would make sense in that you didn't expect them to be like pummeling you right away. On the run, I guess would be the same thing. So it means you're dodging.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was picturing it. It was like, oh, you're coming, like, because I was expecting to get into the fray. I didn't expect them to come at me so fast. I thought I would have a little more prep time.
Yeah, they have rifle butts and bayonets, and they're.
So I am finding things to shield me, and then like take a second.
Right. If you only have 1 more, well, I guess you have 2 more catches technically until you're out of the scene. So you better do something about those catches.
Roll a 6 on a hero dice, hopefully.
Yeah, a 6 on the hero die. You can also clear catches by taking a rest. like just even taking a breath for a round, or if you have a particular talent that helps you with that.
I don't have. I can try to take a rest, maybe. We'll
Not
see.
in this situation, but yeah, okay. Well, that's all of their moves. So everybody else gets to go at the same time. You can decide who goes first.
Well, we haven't seen Amelia or Barry, so do either of you want to go? Or not Amelia. Libby. Hi.
Excuse me. What is happening right now? I'd like to freeze time and discuss all of this with Scarlett. I'd like to trigger a flashback, Christopher.
Do it.
I think that I'm going to spend my charm to say that the Colonel has some sort of like shortwave radio communicator. It is, I don't believe they've been invented yet, but it's close enough that I'm just going to say they have experimental technology.
So you're going to introduce a truth. That's the wrong game, Emily. Will I allow it? In this game, we have to decide by dice. We have to decide by dice. Okay, 1 to 3. Too bad you can't see my tray. 1 to 3. This is true. This is not true. I'm sorry. I rolled a 6.
Gosh darn it. I'm looking for a way to communicate with that the Colonel would be communicating with the men in the Zeppelin. I realize that I don't know they're working together, but Libby just assumes everyone's in on it against her. So actually, I'm going to search the Colonel.
You could roll luck. That's
roll
what
luck.
this game mechanic is. Like, no, I have a mechanic for this.
Okay.
If you don't have luck, you can just roll 1 6-sided die, and if you get a success, then all your dreams can come true.
I do have luck.
All right, so you can roll however many luck you have.
All right. Well, I only have 1, and I got a 6.
All right, so he does have a personal communication device.
Yes, he has a little thing.
He has a little radio, short range radio.
I start like flipping through it to find, people talking in.
Yeah, you hear Italian.
Okay.
I don't know if you can speak Italian. And you hear also English probably at some point.
Okay.
The English you hear are from the troops that were back at the warehouse that are closing in. They have you can tell just by the sounds that they're on motorcycles.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to talk to them then because I don't speak Italian, although I could spend my once per session gear to get an Italian dictionary.
I think, well, you have one from last time. I think you spent that already.
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, well, I have both. But I'm going to start with the folks on motorcycles because that sounds like that'll be a real problem if they're going to get here soon. So yeah, I'm going to pick this up. And I am going to basically what I'm doing is I'm doing a trick roll to convince them that they don't need to pursue anymore because Colonel Mustard has said they no longer have to.
Okay, so you're gonna trick them.
Do you want me to roll that first?
Yes, that is style by plus trick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, I will roll that first.
And you have a hero die from that last boon.
Yes, I do, and I have a luck die. So
yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 successes. One of which was on the luck die, which I don't think counts as anything, but yeah, I got 6 successes.
All right. Well, let me do a 5 hero dice for the next time.
I was rolling 10 dice, but like that feels excessive.
That's a lot. This game is very, very swinging.
Yeah. I rolled 5 dice and got 3, then 10 dice and got 1.
There was like a session where I think I got like 6 on, or like 7 6s. It was insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does this play out? I mean, you succeeded so well. You really should tell the story.
Remind me of the Colonel's name.
Mustard.
I've forgotten his name. Warden. All I can think is Mustard. Colonel Warden.
Yeah,
Mustard was his father's name.
Yeah. So we cut to that morning, Colonel Warden's house. He's having his coffee. He picks it up. He takes a long sip from it. He looks over and there's his wife, Agnes. And Agnes says, Colonel, how are you doing this morning? And the
Colonel.
colonel says, I'm doing just fine. I gotta go to Tripoli. It's a whole deal. And she's like, oh, well, if you can pick up some bacon while you're out, we're out. We could use some more. So the colonel goes out, he goes about his day, he gets involved in a gunfight, he's tied up in the back of a car. It's a whole deal for him. And then Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record, picks up his personal communicator. She says, I think I can use this. I bet I can trick these people into getting off our tails. So she picks it up and she says, yes, hello. This is Colonel Warden's wife. And I think that you should stop chasing us because we're just fine and we've taken care of everything. Again, I am Colonel Warden's wife. I am with the colonel. We are in this car. Please stand down or suffer the consequences. Then she looks over at Barry and does like a nod like this. And the thing about these men is they know the colonel's wife.
Yeah, they
This
know
woman's
Agnes.
voice is so bewitching and so strange, and it will live in their dreams for the rest of their lives. On their deathbeds, they'll say, that woman in Tripoli, who was that? And anyway, that's why they stopped chasing us.
The motorcycles peel off.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to go up against Agnes.
Amazing. It was Agnes all along.
That was beautiful.
Love it.
Oh,
Love it.
all right. So the other Americans
Cool.
are no longer in pursuit. You still have the Zeppelin above you. Amelia is still climbing up, and you can take your turn now, or Barry.
Oh, I
Or-
thought my turn got used up with the.
No, that was a quick move. Now you still have your I want to call them a long move, but that's not what they're called, and I can't remember what they're called. But
Okay.
you can do something. You can actually take your move now.
Well, I'll let Barry go. See
Okay,
what's going
so
on.
this definitely is the same winged plume from our other mission, right? I recognize this beyond doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what I remember, one of the things that Zeppelin was able to do was create large plumes of smoke and cover itself. So I'm wondering, do these guys know that? Like, can I tell that they have their windows and things open, and if someone were to activate that, they would be suffocating in their own smoke?
Oh no, the windows are open, but you don't know if that's the reason. It's because they're trying to shoot out of them, and
Right.
that's how Scarlet swung
Right.
in.
Right. Barry is going to look for one of the ports that he knows has the containers of gas, and he's going to try to take a shot
While
and see
driving.
if he can. Yes.
Okay. Here's the question: is this a drive roll or a shoot roll?
This is a shoot roll.
Okay, you've decided for me. I'll stand down.
Yeah. No, this is not a great move, but Barry's very conflicted right now, and he's angry, and he wants to shoot something.
All right, so yeah, you got your shoot die, and also your quick, and then I think you have
Okay.
I think you have 2 hero die from last time.
Yes. 1 hero die from last time.
Don't damage the Zeppelin.
Hero die. Whoa. They stacked on top of each other. Okay. 1 6 1 6.
Okay, that's all you need. So one shot, canister blows, and smoke comes pouring out. That the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So and what kind of smoke is this?
So it was like thick, dark smoke in that other campaign. It's probably some really thick. It's meant to create cover, like make it look like it's part of a huge black cloud. But
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So it goes pouring out, and the wind is taking it into the compartment and throughout. So that means then both Amelia and Scarlet are asphyxiating a bit under the smoke, and vision is down, but so is theirs. So
yeah.
I think that probably levels the playing field a bit. Now instead of like 2 versus 1, it's just like, where is everybody?
We're fighting darkness.
The Italians are cussing in Italian as the smoke comes pouring in. There is a pilot in there, probably, who isn't one that was manning weapons, who's probably trying to keep control of the thing. But fortunately, in Tripoli, the buildings are kind of low, so you don't have to run into skyscrapers or anything.
Good.
So that leaves Scarlet and Amelia.
I mean, I guess I can take advantage of the fact that they can't see me now.
Yeah. And you can't really see them either, but at least it's not 2 versus 1. Or 4 versus 1, technically, because, the other 2 could be involved.
I mean, God, I wish I had like night vision goggles I could like put on.
You could roll luck to see if you have some. They don't even know if they have night vision goggles. They don't, I'm sure, but
Your eyes will betray you. Just close your mind and reach out.
I did wonder, I was like, is it a little too ridiculous if I try to pull a like close my eyes and breathe moment and like sense them?
Just put the blast shield down.
Let's see. I just want to do a quick fact check here. Yeah, if you want to go the Zen route, you can roll luck to see if it helps. Wait. Here we go.
I don't have luck.
Infrared sensitive electronic was available as early as 1939. It is possible that Eleanor has procured such technology.
She would have the early prototypes for sure.
Yeah. So in that case, roll luck to see if you have night vision.
If I don't have luck, I just roll 1d6.
Yeah.
Cthulhu dice, don't fail me now. What? No. It was a 5.
You rolled a 5. All right. Well, you didn't roll a 1, so that's good.
Oh, now it
so-
rolls. Now it rolls a 6, you asshole.
So I think it's like, yeah, you have that. It's, back in the Painted Lady or in the Zeppelin.
It's in the thing that I'm in, but it's
Yeah,
not.
so you could
locker.
probably
Yeah.
go find it, but yeah, you don't have it on you.
Fine, okay. I'm just gonna do the best of my ability to I'm trying to think of a way she could do this without. Oh no, shit. Okay. Sorry, my dog just peed in my office.
Oh no.
So I have to worry about that in a second. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, I think I might actually take this moment to like position myself, like hide.
Oh, okay. Get a
and
good position.
Get into a good advantageous position and like hide for a minute so that I can also rest.
Yeah, you do that. You'll get you can take off one of your catches.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. All right. So it bought you time to catch your breath and reorient.
Okay.
So Amelia, you're beneath the Zeppelin, kind of beneath the cloud too. So you're going to be climbing into a bunch of smoke.
Okay. Well, that's good. That means they're not going to be shooting at me as I climb up,
Right.
which is
That's true.
great cover. And I don't have to be able to see to feel my way up a rope. So
Right.
I'm going to climb a rope.
Okay. That's probably going to be your whole move then.
Yeah.
As you're doing some sort of stunt to flip in.
No, I mean, she's not an athlete. So it's, this is a big part of her day is climbing this rope.
Okay. Great. So you get in and you are now confronted with a wall of smoke and enemies and also an ally somewhere in there.
Okay.
There might be a boy too. Did they tell you about Anton? You
I feel like
probably heard the
came
name
up,
come
but I don't
up.
know if it was in character or not.
Yeah.
Barry's mentioned Anton a few times, but no, not too much detail. Something
Okay.
about a young child, a boy.
There might be a civvy in there
Oh,
too somewhere.
right. Okay. I remember that now.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a round. Let's go back to the top. I need to
Do it
decide how.
Yeah.
I want to see how long this smoke lasts. I'm going to let the dice decide. We're going OSR here. Okay. 1 to 3 means it clears off. Okay, the smoke is clearing off.
Uh-oh.
So you're starting to see forms in the shadows, and they're starting to see forms too, but it's not going to be as easy as just opening fire because it's all very confusing right now. I'm going to give them a 2 dice deduction. However, the 4 that are on the Zeppelin are in full attack mode on the invaders that have jumped in their space. So this is like bayonets going. We have 3 dice. Okay. Wow, you guys are very lucky. All 3 of them are rolling, and only 1 of them hit. So Amelia, bayonets coming at you. You are now taking a catch. So let's describe what happens with your catch.
I think sorry. I know you've said before. What does the flipped script imply?
That means then your expectation, well, what you were going to do gets flipped on you. And so now they're after you. It's that scene in Indiana Jones where he goes chasing and then he comes back as they're all chasing him. Right.
I was thinking I would be able to get up and Scarlet would be engaging them and I was just going to like stun them from behind. Mm-hmm. And instead they're all at me and I can't like get a shot because I'm just trying to defend myself. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you are now locked in fisticuff fighting and trying to block these bayonets that are coming at you, and these are soldiers. Yeah, and I am not. So yeah. All right, I'll mark flipped script. Okay, but it's only 1 of them. The other 3 still haven't been able to locate or get to you or to Scarlet. So there's the smoke is still causing a lot of problems for them. Okay. Because they rolled like shit. Good. And that's them. That's their room. Oh, you know what though? That's not everything because the colonel is going to come too. Uh-oh. And I need to figure out where he is. He's going to be after you in the initiative roll, according to my dice. Was there like a luck roll for my stun ray or something? Oh no, I just he was out for a round. Oh, okay. But now he's back, except his initiative was really bad. So he's going to come after you guys. All right. So you all get to decide who goes next. We have Can
I go? Because I wasn't.
Yes.
Unless that was a soldier's turn. I'm sorry.
No, the soldiers already went. You can see Amelia has arrived, and now she's under attack by one of the soldiers that found her, and she's blocking. They're sort of in a fist fight right now, but it's kind of overwhelming for her. Okay. The other 3 haven't located their targets yet. The smoke is still in the way, but you can see them ish. All right. You're also going to get, you're going to lose 2 dice on your roll too because of all the smoke, but you can see him.
Well, I'm gonna, I don't want to reveal my position exactly yet, but I will. Hi, you're a brat. I'm mad at you. You just peed in my office.
Scarlet, you have a dog. Just throw the dog at the soldiers. It'll be fine.
So Scarlet wants to. I want to go try to take the other 3 out as stealthily as possible because that is like what I do. Yeah. And they can't see me and they don't know where I am. And I got to clear a catch, which is great. I think I'm no longer. What was it? I think I'm no longer off guard.
Okay.
Trying to figure out which one to clear. Or I'm no longer overwhelmed. Let's say I'm no longer overwhelmed.
Yeah, you found your bearings. Take a breath.
My bearings.
So you're gonna try to do like a chain reaction kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump into action because I'm a flippy little stunty lady, and I'm going to try and do one of those things where like I hit one and then kind of make them shoot the other. Okay. And then they kind of take each other out because they can't see what's going on, but I know where they are.
All right. Well, that is a stunt, but you are going to lose 2 dice because of the smoke.
Okay. I get 1 back because one of my conditions. Cthulhu dice, I'm mad at you. Aha! 6.
Okay, good.
Got a 6.
So I need
Oh
that.
wait, I didn't roll my hero dice.
Ooh.
Let me do that. It was a 5.
Okay. Oh, I don't need to make them that tough. I'm sorry. I'm resetting my. I'm doing that thing where DMs are like, wait, how many hit points? We don't need that many. Okay. We have so we have like, what is it, a sidekick that knocks one?
Yeah. I flip in, I do like a little kick on one of them and have him knock the other one.
Yeah, it works. And he actually ends up stabbing the other with the bayonet, and they're stunned. You knocked a tooth out of the first guy, so you hit them hard, but they're still standing. They're soldiers, and you took them by surprise. They have a catch basically, but now they are looking at you. They have the prey, and now there's a standoff between the two of them and you. But the other guy is still on Amelia, and then there's a fourth who hasn't found anybody yet. Fist fighting. And who's next?
Could I take a shot with my ray gun?
Yes.
All right. I did want to say too, I know we're a yes and group, Chris, but if I say something with the ray gun and you're like, okay, come on. Like,
I think this is hilarious.
Okay, just feel free to rein that in or have it go horribly wrong, or, you know.
If I wanted to rein anything in, we wouldn't have Taylor Swift show up in every episode.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
we wouldn't have pet velociraptors.
So I think she's trying to like pew pew pew, but forgets that it's on the ice setting, so she's going to be freezing some people if it hits.
Right. We have just so you know, these are they have 2 catches, so it's not as easy as just knocking them out.
Is being frozen solid a catch?
Yes. That'll cause conditions for them. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see. I don't think I have any hero dice on hand. Okay. Is there anything else I could do to prep for the roll?
Just your shoot and your quick.
Okay.
And if you don't like the roll, you can always push your luck.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, I'm rolling 5 dice. Oh, 1. 1 success.
Oh, I thought you said 1. I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1 success. Okay. So the freeze blast goes off. And the one that you're fighting with, I mean, sort of point blank.
Yeah, it's like right in the gut.
Ice shatters, and he drops his gun, his rifle, which is he was fighting you with.
Okay.
So he no longer is armed, and he's also very shocked by what just happened. So you can see sort of the soldier veneer break a bit, and
sure.
He's blabbering in unless you speak Italian.
I didn't take the languages thing. I almost did. It was available to the Genius playbook, but I took a like fix weird stuff move instead.
He's muttering. If you can probably pick out some of the Latin, which says, something to the effect of "what the fuck."
Yeah, because I'm picturing this like spray of like ice coming back away from him, and all right.
So good. Who's next? Folks on the ground.
Yes. Hello. I'm going to look over at Barry and say, Barry, I believe my instructions from the Oracle gave me further, I believe the Oracle gave me further instructions than I had thought. So here's what I need you to be thinking about. Can you make this car fly into the back of that Zeppelin? I believe you can, because that's what the song said. Yes, she sings to me. It's wonderful, don't you think? It said, we were flying, but we'd never get far. But that's the thing. We don't have to go far. We just have to go inside the Zeppelin. So it's going to seem like I have turned tail and I have turned coat and I have turned against you, but I have not. I promise you, my friend, you're like a son to me. Do you hear me? You're like a son to me. I don't always trust you, but you're like a son to me. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell them that I have you and that you are in my possession and that I have turned coat. And therefore, they should let us on board the Zeppelin, and I am going to fly the car into the Zeppelin. You figure out how to do that. I'll make sure that we have safe passage ahead, and then we'll save our friends. How's that sound?
Well, coming from anyone other than the Oracle, this would sound insane. The car
Yes,
into
it
the
would.
dirigible, a giant flammable dirigible atop a city would be disastrous in any other condition but this.
Barry.
If the Oracle says, then this is what we must do.
Yes, Barry. The Oracle has faith in your ability to not set this enormous Zeppelin on fire. She trusts you implicitly. All right. I'm going to set our plan into motion. I'm going to pick up the thing, and I'm going to call the Italians with my little Italian dictionary out in my hand and be like, "Buongiorno. It's Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record. How are you?"
Buongiorno. Okay, so you're getting the rough chatter. Get off this, get off this station or whatever. Get off the station. Get off this channel. You have to go at the speed of book. Yeah. So I guess what it is that what do you want to communicate in the few seconds that you have left?
I have basically I'm going to say I am on your side. I have Barry Havelock because I believe from the Oracle's message that they want Barry.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, this is a two-parter. I want to give if Barry goes along with this plan, you'll get a hero die because technically Libby is assisting by giving you the plan. But that's only if you go along with the plan. Now, Libby, you are.
Do we have to fly the car up, or can we not just have them drop a rope and take us up as prisoner?
Either is fine. This is your thing to figure out.
She said car, so you better figure out a ramp or something. I don't know what
she did say car. The Oracle said fly the car, so
yeah.
Okay.
The Oracle was watching a film called Furious 7, and I believe that in that film,
Barry's going to just
think about what you're going to do for a second, and then because we had to resolve what Libby's doing.
Yeah.
So the trick that you're doing with the Italians, because it is broken Italian, is going to be at a disadvantage. So you're going to lose 2 dice on this.
Okay. Well, you know what? I had 13. So, no, I had 14.
So you can afford it.
Yeah.
That's right. You rolled all the 6s.
Okay, I did get 1 success. I have to roll 1 additional d6 for luck just because. Okay, I didn't get a 1 on that. So I did get 1 d6 out of 12. 14. Or out of those 12 rather.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so they're straining and it's short and curt, but you hear you hear see, oh, okay, we have they're saying to each other, we have an ally. And so they're kind of withdrawing. The ones up in the Zeppelin are a little preoccupied, so you're talking probably to the pilot, but he's shouting back to the others. So stage 1 of your plan is in place. I don't know how Barry plans on doing stage 2, but it's a good thing it's not my problem. If you remember, you can roll luck if you need certain conditions to be in place.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to. I was gonna see if I can get my improv brain going, but this one's a bit beyond me. I would like to roll luck to see if there's just a convenient setup of hills and rooftops that I can use as a ramp if I time it and drive correctly.
Yeah.
So here we go. 4. So
Okay. You can push your luck on a luck roll. Add luck
I
dice to
will
it.
push my luck. Does that mean I'm rolling 2 dice?
That means you're
now?
rolling 2
Because,
now. Yeah.
okay. Okay. No, that is 2 2s.
Okay. So you don't
This is
see
one
the
of those
right
moments where, yeah,
you don't see the right circumstances that you need to do what you were planning. So you have to
Can I
use
use
the
my
current
ambition?
circumstances. What's
can
that?
I use my ambition to deliver the most precious things to the farthest corner safely?
Oh, that's an interesting interpretation. The most precious things being the occupants of this car,
Yeah,
to the destination being the Zeppelin.
yeah. Comma safely.
That is an interesting idea. I think I would buy that. I think I would buy that.
You
Mostly
don't have
because
to, I'm just
mostly because I want to see it. I mean, this is like really not me
falling
being,
as an idea. That'd be kind of a cool cinematic.
yeah.
I'm willing to take a bunch of catches for it too. But I want to see that ET shot of the car.
Yeah.
flying
I mean, I was hoping the luck rolls would
and the
work,
moon in
but
the
that's why
background.
that's why there are other mechanics, you know, to just trying to, I want to be, I know I wrote this game, but I'm just looking up ambition to make sure I can interpret it right. Oh, hell, am I the librarian or am I not the librarian? Okay, let's just do it.
Nice.
I want to see it.
Okay. Barry's going to feel for the weight of the coin that he keeps on him. And he's going to use that to kind of center himself as he starts to plot out how fast he has to drive, what turns he has to make, what velocity needs to be there, and with just a little bit of something else that might guide him that he doesn't quite know, but he's going to just trust.
All right, so once per session, you can use your ambition for an automatic success on your roll. And so the automatic success is that you get the car inside the Zeppelin. Is that what we're after? I just want to make sure I understand.
Let's do that. Yes. Safely, comma safely.
Okay. So as the car is going, the world seems to drop beneath you, and you realize that you're going into over a hill, and this is kind of a mountainous area that you're reaching. And as you crest that, you realize that you can use the hill to your advantage. And so you accelerate as much as the 1934 Plymouth can go. And it goes like, you know, Ferris Bueller, you know, Porsche going over the hill in Chicago, kind of over. And then the Zeppelin is trying to maneuver with a sudden change in elevation. And in just a few moments, you can see that you are going directly into the cockpit, or whatever that's called, the basket. It breaks open the wall basically, but it's one of those loading. It's the where the gangplank goes.
Right.
So it breaks open these doors, and the car just goes straight in and does this kind of like screeching halt. And then everybody that's in there, the fighting soldiers, the super spy, the aviator, just like jump back, and there is now a Plymouth just parked in the middle of the Zeppelin.
The Oracle works again. What can I say?
Is it
I
like,
will never again doubt her words.
is this like just in the middle of the where we are?
Yeah, you had to like kind of pivot to get out of the way.
Can I just, you know, I want us to have like knocked over one of the soldiers as the car skidded through.
The soldiers got out of the way because it wasn't really an attack
Can
roll.
I use my ambition? No.
because you want to look great everywhere you go, and it knocking over the soldier would look really funny and
Would
cool.
look great. Yeah.
Would look great.
So has everybody gone? It was a very interesting round.
I think so.
I just want to make sure. Okay. All right. So Colonel Warden, how is he bound, by the way, with ropes?
I mean, yeah, I just used a rope to tie him up.
Okay, he's unbinding himself and is fixing to escape at this point, but it's going to take his whole move to do that. So those of you that are in the car still, which I guess is Barry and Libby, the colonel is escaping.
If I were hoping that the stun ray had like lingering groggy effects, would that be like a luck roll?
Yeah, because I have made the determination that it was a round long effect.
Okay.
But yeah, you can use your luck. That's what it's for, because the more you do, the more it'll botch.
Okay, so I don't have any check marks under luck, so I check it and roll one die.
You don't need to check it. You just roll one die.
Oh, okay.
If you want to push your luck, that's when you check.
It's a 6.
Okay, yeah. So he's groggy. So he's gonna need this entire round to escape. Chance for you all to do something. All right, back to the top. Just as a recap, the Plymouth is now in the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin is still flying over Tripoli. The car has divided the party in two. So Amelia on one side, and Scarlet on the other. And there are 2 Italian soldiers on one side, 2 Italian soldiers on the other. The smoke is cleared. And there is a pilot in the back who is now looking backwards with a very wide-eyed expression, shouting commands in Italian to his colleagues.
I'm going to finish taking out my guys.
Oh, wait, it's my turn.
Oh.
So I forgot that they had won an initiative. So let's see what happens. We have... You're rolling a little better. Okay, so 2 of them are closing in on Amelia. They're both take a hit, or they'll both give you a catch unless you block them. You can do that by using your reaction, which is essentially a quick action that you use now, and you can block one of them, but you're still going to take a catch.
And if I don't do either thing, I'll take 2 catches.
Right.
Well,
one of them is unarmed because he had a catch, and so his attack is kind of feeble. That might make sense that you're able to block him, but the other still has his rifle.
Okay.
They're not shooting because it's too close. Hand to hand.
I'll block that unarmed one, and then the guy with the rifle gets the upper hand, and
yeah. So Amelia's taking on 2. Which catch is it that you take?
Off guard, I think.
All right.
The car just flew in the.
Yeah. So I think in this case, I mean, you basically get rifle butted in the mouth.
Yeah.
This guy cracks, and you're trying to hold your own, but this is way more than you bargained for. Holding you back is looking pretty gnarly for you. Now the others, I think Scarlet, you can also. There was just one that landed on you, so you can use a reaction to block that if you like.
Sure, I will use a reaction to block that.
Quick action, I should say. This isn't D&D. All right, so you don't take any catches. You're able to hold your own. You're sort of in a fisticuff fight with 2 Italian soldiers. The pilot is shouting orders. You don't know what they are, and that's it. That's all they can do. So yeah, there's some fighting going on. What's next?
I want to fight.
Yeah, I know you do.
And my action's used up, right?
No, you used a quick action. You can still do something like fight. You just can't.
Oh, okay.
Like change the setting on your gun, for example.
The car's near me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right in the middle. Split up the party, but it's right in the middle.
I want to jump off the car and do like one of those cool like come down punches onto one of them.
Okay.
Oh my
So
god.
more parkour. So you're gonna jump onto the jump. What are you bouncing off of the car onto the?
Yeah, I'm gonna like
elevation.
use the car to get like a good momentum and not clock him in the face.
Awesome, great. Let's see that. The smoke is cleared, so you're not going to take any deductions at this point.
Cool.
Am I remembering correctly that this is a random stolen car?
Yes.
This person is gonna find their car someday. Like it was in the Zeppelin that crashed. We don't know.
Oh, we can't crash the Zeppelin. You got a success. Awesome. All right. So one guy's out. So how do you want him out of the scene? Do you want him unconscious, flying off the Zeppelin?
Oh yeah, I want to definitely fly off the Zeppelin.
Wham! And you get. Is there a Wilhelm scream, or do you want to?
Yeah.
You know, just, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But
no,
in
it's straight up
Italian.
like I just punch him out, and it just goes. Ah! You hear the Wilhelm scream, which I can't do.
Ciao.
It's like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Sweet. So the guy next to him is now you just have one, so no problem. You'll be able to take care of him pretty soon.
He just saw his buddy fly out of the Zeppelin.
Yeah. Oh, he's seen worse. Well, I don't know. I'm not in his head. He has a mission though. He's gonna take you out.
Well,
Yeah,
if
right.
you're not in his head, who is?
I don't know. I don't get into their heads. That's their space, man.
Fair. Okay.
Who's next? Libby.
Christopher, do any of these soldiers, do they happen to have firearms?
Yeah. The three of them do. One of them dropped theirs, but they're rifles with bayonets.
Well,
They
I
probably
believe
have
that's-
sidearms too.
I believe that's close enough to the lyric from the Oracle's message to me, which turns out to be incredibly useful. We never had the shotgun shot in the dark. I believe this means I'm supposed to take a firearm and I'm supposed to threaten with it, but not actually fire it, because firing a firearm in a Zeppelin is a terrible idea. But I want them to think I'm just wacky enough to do it.
There is one on
Libby,
the ground. I mean, there is one on the ground. You don't even need to roll to pick it up because
I have it.
Amelia dropped them.
I have it.
Miss Libby, but perhaps you should secure the colonel. I have business in the cockpit.
Ah, okay. Yes.
So
Good.
you grab the rifle on the ground, and now you're pointing it at the colonel.
I'm pointing it at the colonel. Yes. And I'm going to say, if you take one move, I'll blow us all to kingdom come. I've always wanted to say something like that.
All right. So is this a scare style plus scare?
Let's find out. Let's see.
Is the rifle
Yeah.
eerily cold when she picks it up?
Yes, it is awful cold for some reason. It's almost like you grabbed some ice.
Yeah, I think it's actually, can I say it's trick? Because I want to trick him into thinking I might actually like fire this weapon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Perfect. All right. Okay, gotta roll my one luck die. All right, I got one success.
Okay. Yeah, he puts his hands up. That this will blow everybody up.
Yes. And you know what? I don't care. I'm working for myself. I'm
We
working
need to
for
talk
Libby
reasonably.
Scarsdale.
We need to talk reasonably about something that's going on, and you have to listen to me.
Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record. You're on the record right now, sir. Please tell me more.
Let's see how long this will last. I think we can get one statement in because of your success. I'm not the enemy.
Well,
You're not a lesbian.
yes. I only trust women who appreciate the company of other women, if you know what I mean, sir. But listen.
And our adoptive son, Barry.
Yes. But listen, I've heard that your wife Agnes has quite a wonderful and mellifluous speaking voice. So I'm going to take that on faith, and I'll let Scarlett decide what to do with you.
All right, so there's a standoff. He's definitely intimidated that you're going to blow up everything. Not because you're malicious. He probably thinks you just don't know what you're doing. You know, it's sort of like, get the gun away from this woman. She's going to kill us all. So you think he's serious when he says that he's not trying to trick you, that I'm not the bad guy. He believes that anyway. All right. So Barry, you have parked the car in the Zeppelin. Amelia, you are taking blows. I almost called you Scarlet. I almost called you Black Widow. So Scarlet knocks somebody off the Zeppelin.
I have a regular action available
Yes,
to me.
You do.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and freezer this guy again. Not fridge, but freezer.
Right. Gotcha. Big difference.
Yeah.
All right. I think you are still shooting. I mean, you could argue that this is fight because it's such close range.
I'd rather it wasn't.
Okay, so let's call it shoot.
Okay, so I've got 5. I forget. Did I have any bonus dice from something? No, I've only been getting 1 hit when I did get them. So
yeah, right. All right, you get additional 6s. You get
okay.
hero dice.
So I have 5 dice. There's no way to add more dice or anything.
No, but you can always push your luck if you don't like the outcome.
Okay.
In my other system, the caster system, in the most recent book game, High Caster.
See, that's
you
the
do
problem.
build modifier.
I was rolling too
modifier.
many dice. Now that I'm rolling 5 dice, I got 2 hits again.
Awesome. All right. Well, you got a hero die.
Just can't roll more than 5 dice. That's what ruins it. That's
okay. Cool. So, this is the one you're fighting the unarmed fighter, right?
yeah.
Basically.
Because he's already taken a blast of ice, I think, and I'm.
Yeah, he's out of the scene. So how do you want him to get out of the scene?
Are we? Do people get killed on this show?
We're PG-13, so it's off screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Throwing them out of zeppelins.
Well, that's not true. We did cut somebody open on screen, so I guess it could happen like every now and then.
Okay. Well, I'm picturing a like blast, and then this frozen body slides out the back that the car came in, and it just sails out into the night, and then we hear this. Not up close. I don't want to see it. That's gross. But yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll add something to that just because of the way the timing is working out. You're sort of leaving the city and going off into the Mediterranean at this point. So after that crash, anybody that looks down will see where the steamship is docked, but will not see the painted lady. So if Barry's looking over the side, where is my plane? Right.
Barry's actually going to scream that right now towards Scarlet. Where is the lady?
She's safe.
I have to know exactly where it is. What do you know right now?
As long as we clear off this Zeppelin, she's safe.
Is the Zeppelin the lady?
That's classified. I just want goes back to
you're probably still fighting that guy as you're talking,
yep.
right?
Oh yeah, no, I remember. As long as we clear the Zeppelin, she's safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I imagine this like I really want it to be like as I'm like kicking, like roundhouse kicking this guy, like that's classified.
Okay. Right. You took long enough to stop and look at him and then go back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you want to do, Barry?
I think Barry still has his full action, so he's going to run towards where the pilot is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's going to press his coin into the pilot's hand and say, deliver me and my crew safely to where we will be most safe and protected at the cost of your life.
Ooh. Question is, does this work on other people?
I don't
We
don't know.
So
That's what we're going to find out.
We're going to find that out. All right. So why don't we do a...
Please be a cursed coin.
I think this is a luck roll, sadly.
Cool.
It's not your skill doing this.
Cool.
Can I contribute my luck to making this true?
So in Barry's mind, his thinking is either this is the lady or the lady is somewhere on the Zeppelin, and the captain of the Zeppelin is captaining the lady. Mm-hmm. So that's his logic right now. So he's going to see if that 1-6.
All right. So it is true.
Yeah. Whew. Okay.
So
I press the coin in.
so he
to his
takes the
hand.
coin, and then what does he say?
I
You've
guarantee
said
your
this before.
safety at the I guarantee your safety at the cost of my life. And
He says that in
is compelled.
Italian. He says that in Italian,
Nice.
but yeah, that's what he says.
Close enough.
And kind of I wouldn't say trances over, but sterns over. Like he has a focus, a purpose, and then starts guiding the Zeppelin to where it would be safe. Is that how you phrased it?
Take me and my crew to where we're most safe and protected.
Okay. Trying to think of where that would be. We can decide that
At
later.
the cost of your life. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he's steering it off over the Mediterranean. And we still have some fighting going on though. And I haven't been tracking who's gone and who hasn't. Okay, we know we got Scarlet went, Libby went, everybody went. Okay, so we're back at the top. So we have two. We have two left. There's one on either side of the car. Fighting Amelia Earhart and then Scarlet, and they are going to continue on this. So let's see what happens. Should have brought physical die. That is no successes. No, they're not succeeding. They are not succeeding. So the fight is definitely a stalemate at this point. They're not down, but they are definitely not winning.
Right.
Who wants to go first?
I'd be happy to freeze my guy.
Yeah.
Now that I have the opportunity to change the settings, and
Yes.
everyone's been talking about blowing up the Zeppelin, I'm like, actually, the cold ray seems fine.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's do a shoot and see how it goes.
Okay. I think I have a hero die now, right?
Yes. So you had one extra success.
Unlock that. What is that? Just two. 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. Yep. That guy's out of the scene too. So what does that look like?
I think I actually freeze his feet to the floor. And that's pretty upsetting. I think he's in a drops his gun and is trying to get himself free, but it's also freezing, and
Yeah.
is, in a not unconscious. Is that okay? He's not unconscious, but he's completely obsessed with trying to get his feet out.
Yeah. And then when he can't, he starts praying probably at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's out. We still have the one guy left the last one standing, except for the pilot, fighting Scarlet.
All right. I'm gonna roundhouse. I imagine we were talking. I'm fighting this guy. What do I want to do here? How do I want to take him out?
Scarlet's attention.
What do I want to do? I threw one out of Zeppelin. I think I want to use his own bayonet against him.
Oh, okay. All right.
I want to
That's what he gets for bringing a bayonet to the fight.
Yep. So I want to I feel like he's going to try and stab me with it. I want to do one of those take it away and just...
Yeah. When someone tries to stab you, you try to stab them right back.
Right. I think sadly this is just fight.
I'm not terrible at that. I do have some. Don't drop dice. I got a 6.
All right. Does this kill him? I mean, he's out of the scene, so you tell me what happens.
It definitely leaves him with a decently fatal stab wound. I go because it's right in, it's one of those I take it from him and I go right in the gut, right in the solar plexus area.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
He collapses, leaving the pilot, who doesn't seem to care about this, leading the Zeppelin off. Now, there is still a colonel who is groggy, but getting his senses back and trying to escape. That's really the only thing left in play. So I leave it to Libby and Barry to handle that.
Did I see Barry go up to the pilot?
Yeah, that would have been obvious.
Okay.
Wow. The colonel's still in the backseat of the car, right?
Yeah, he's trying to escape, but it doesn't look good for him.
I'm gonna look over at Scarlet. Do you trust this colonel?
Obviously not.
Do you want to keep him around for questioning, or can I send this car out of the Zeppelin with him inside of it?
Personally, I think we should question him.
Oh, all right.
I know, trust me, normally I would be fine with throwing someone out of the Zeppelin. I just did it. But we might need him for questions.
I was just thinking about how fun it was in St. Louis when we did something roughly similar. You remember St. Louis?
I remember St. Louis. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna like order Warden out of the car because I have the gun, which I'm holding very well. Like I'm just very convincing holding this gun. I'm gonna order him out of the car and like march him over toward the wall and have someone tie him up.
For some reason thinks he has a chance out of this or something. So how are you going to are you intimidating him, or are you
I think I'm going to look at my character sheet and stretch one of the things I have incredibly good stuff in to work.
Can I like assist by just being extra menacing because
yes.
I just stabbed a guy?
I'm gonna sway him.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and be like, listen, you're in deep with Eleanor Roosevelt. So you know what? You know what, friend? This is Eleanor Roosevelt's secret lover. And if you don't want to get on her bad side, you'll get out and you'll tell us everything you know. And we'll be nice to you. We'll be sweet. We'll take you somewhere. My friend Stanley, he can cook you some wonderful, wonderful hamburgers. He's very good at it.
All right. That's you get a hero die on your sway.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I imagine I'm standing there literally like pulling this bayonet out of this guy and kind of like wiping off the blood as you say all this. Just looking extra terrifying.
I don't feel so bad about my shattered guy now.
Oh, you weren't there when I killed an entire just like barracks of people.
Okay. I rolled 3 successes and that's one of them on the hero die.
Yeah, that basically he's not going to fight back. He's out of the scene. All right, so he doesn't say a word. He just follows your command.
And I did get a 6 on my hero die, so I can
can
like intimidate him really badly, right?
Yes, you can make him like he can't flee, but he can be scared. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's not gonna do anything for a little bit here. He's terrified of old Libby Scarsdale.
Right. Probably the politics of it more than anything.
Yeah.
But the blood doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not making eye contact. He has stopped trying to wrinkle his hands out of the rope.
Yeah. And I order him out of the car and to go stand against the wall and think about what he's done.
He does. Little boy comes out from one of the cupboards that he was hiding in. You see Anton.
Anton, hello. Libby Scarsdale, Bergen County Record. How you doing?
Why is there a child here?
He's what did we decide? I think he's like 12, maybe a little younger.
This is Anton.
Yeah,
he's our
something.
friend.
Yeah.
Yes, Anton. He says he was boy, I'm trying to remember Anton now. He was speaking English, wasn't he?
English.
He was,
I think he
was
said
broken.
he had broken like French.
Right.
Yeah.
He has broken English and he speaks French. I think
Right.
Yeah.
He says, what happened? Why is this a balloon? Essentially, looking around at the Zeppelin.
Yeah, I think Amelia launches into an explanation of the properties of hydrogen. Well, this
Is the
why.
danger over? Like, are
Well,
there any other
yes.
threats?
No.
Anton, my friend, sometimes when an airplane and a hot air balloon love each other very much.
Scarlet is just gonna shush everybody up and walk over to him and be like, you just hit your head. It's totally fine. The painted lady is aboard this balloon and they moved you. These bad men, but they're gone now and you're safe.
Barry is going to walk very quickly and brusquely right up to Anton. And this is probably the first time he's been this cold towards Scarlet. But he's going to kind of like brush her aside and get down to Anton's level.
Oh, that Scarlet is down at it, like did the kneel down to his level.
Oh, okay. But he's going to pointedly like, welcome back to the painted lady. And he's going to look like stare at Scarlet a little bit.
Barry, don't talk about things you don't understand.
I'm not your child.
Scarlet stands up tall. She's like, no, but I am your boss.
For now.
Smirks and then just, oh, keep thinking that way, hon. And kind of walks away.
Chris, was I given any intel to identify the painted lady?
Yeah, it was a I think it was a 4-prop cargo plane.
Okay.
We had to make a model at some point, but you can picture like the one that was in the Indiana Jones movies.
Sure, but did it have any like identifying features or emblem or something that might be visible within here?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. One thing is the engine room of the painted lady is always painted up with places where the lady has been. So that might be a carrying over feature wherever the engine room is.
Okay.
Yeah, Scarlet is like, we're not talking about this right now, but the painted lady is safe.
The Zeppelin is heading back over the desert. It had gone over the Mediterranean, had tacked for a little while, and is now going back over the desert, but there's no, there are no city lights below.
All right. Well, if we're using this to make our extraction, I would like to inspect the equipment before we get any further away from civilization.
Yes, I think
she can't pull you out of this. You have got to get Seti. This is the Colonel talking.
I'm going to turn to the Colonel because that's my main focus right now. Is we need to interrogate this.
We need the eye. We need it. We cannot leave this mission. She's wrong.
Who are you?
Oh, he's a colonel. He's I knew he was bad from the start. I didn't accept his team.
Not bad.
Oh, please. Now, tell me, what do you mean?
We need the eye. It is the only thing that's going to stop the war.
Oh, how exactly are we going to use an eye? I know what the eye does. How are we going to use it to stop, well, what's on the horizon exactly?
I'm going to take the eye. I'm going to walk into Berlin and I'm going to kill him. And nobody can stop me.
I mean, I think there are a few somebodies who can stop you in this room right now.
Mr. Colonel, point of order. If you become indestructible, then no one could stop you, and therefore absolute power corrupts absolutely. Isn't that correct, Dr. Yu?
Oh, right. That's what you're calling me. That's a strong philosophical point that's been debated.
I just feel like no one should have all that power. Who's with me?
I agree, which is kind of the point of what we do.
We have to stop him.
Who?
We have to stop Germany.
Germany is not a man.
I'm assuming Scarlet is the only one who has like a lot of no on this one.
Yeah, he wants to go and kill Hitler with the eye.
I think Hitler's a well-known person.
No, but
absolutely, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I just meant Scarlet is the only one who knows that there is a war coming.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And when we don't know the atrocities that he's already up to, right? Like at 38, he's already up to some bullshit.
Oh,
so,
yeah, right.
Like murders and
And the U.S. would intelligence apparatus would know that, and
and you can roll some lore to see if you know more if you want.
argument that a journalist would know about it, but I'm going to just roll and see if
I wouldn't mind rolling my best stat.
Well, I was like, as I know for a fact that Scarlet has been let in on a lot of this.
Yeah, Scarlet, you don't need a roll. I think you know what's going on here. You're at the same level as the Colonel in terms of intel.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're probably ahead of the Colonel in terms of intel.
I got a success, so I think that Libby probably knows not everything, but knows like that bad shit is
connecting the dots, right?
She reads the newspapers.
Reads between the lines of the newspaper.
Also, you did read some of the folders I handed you that had some of this information in
it. I got 2 hits and one was on my hero die for lore.
All right, so you're probably at the same level of intel as Scarlet. Considering your relationship with Eleanor, that makes sense.
Emphasis on my relationship with Eleanor.
All right.
Scarlet just looks at you like she's trying to see how much you know, like how much I know more.
You don't know about the painted lady, so she is keeping some stuff from you.
That's fair. Yeah, so Scarlet is looking at Frank and is like, what's to say that once you have the eye, you won't go off and, I don't know, take justice into your own hands for everything else?
I have only lived for one purpose, and that is to serve this country.
And yet you're going against the First Lady right now.
The First Lady is not the Commander-in-Chief.
She does a bit more than he does. That's fine.
I mean, let's say we do need to assassinate this man. Giving you all of this equipment doesn't seem like the right way to do it. We can set up something a little more circumspect and eliminate him, but
the Eye of Horus is the only way to be sure. Nobody could stop me.
Well, I mean, we've stopped you, so you can't.
Yeah. And we know where the eye is, somewhat.
Do you? Because last I heard you left it with an intern.
Now listen, Stanley is very smart. He's not an intern. He's a junior editor. Get it straight.
And you all know that the eye was not on Seti, but clearly Frank does not know that.
Yeah, no, we knew that. That's why I'm like, oh, he thinks he knows where the eye is.
Right.
And I don't know anything about the eye, right?
You have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
I don't want to let on.
Right. Yeah, because she didn't brief you on it. And it was for a reason, because your job was to get them out.
Yeah.
Before this situation happened.
And the guy, and that one, the collector, the curator guy, didn't have the eye.
No, Seti the First did not have an eye.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen. Have you even remotely raised your concerns with the First Lady herself?
Repeatedly.
Then she must have a reason for not wanting to get involved.
And I have a reason to go rogue.
Do you? If you want to serve your country, you are literally betraying it right now.
I am betraying Eleanor Roosevelt. Hardly the country.
The First Lady of the United States.
Just a title.
So then the Commander-in-Chief is also just a title.
He actually does lead I am a military man. I serve the commander. And the commander agrees with me.
And he ordered you to take on this mission?
Yes. If you unbind me, I will show you the letter.
Search him. I'm going to just start searching him for a letter. I'm not going to untie him.
Now listen, I too believe in the great man theory of history, but I think if we just kill Mr. Hitler, it's just going to make things worse. Europe's a powder keg. It's apt to explode at any time. He's the figurehead of a terrible, terrible movement. But what are you going to do about Mr. Mussolini, about Mr. Hirohito, about Mr. Francisco Franco? All of these terrible, terrible men. You can't just kill one and hope to kill all of them at once. It doesn't work that way.
I mean, it literally works more like a hydra. Cut off one head, you get more.
Thank you.
You find a letter from the White House that is an order to carry out this mission. To secure the Eye of Horus and to, it's all spelled out.
I tuck it in my jacket.
Franklin is apparently not aware of or doesn't care about his wife's operation.
Well, this
Spends time in the summer home with both of them.
This complicates things.
Honestly, it's not a wise idea, and just as Libby said, who are you? You're not going to stop everyone, and he's not the only one causing problems in Europe.
But that doesn't mean stopping one is pointless.
This is true.
Half the time it causes more wars. I mean, look at Franz Ferdinand.
Now, I think if there was a way that we could just go in and just, do it ourselves, I think the second you have a deathless Wonder Man who's carrying a strange mystical object, you've changed the game so much that suddenly the United States becomes the focus of everyone's attention. Now, if the handful of us in this room were to go handle it ourselves quietly behind the backs of everyone, that would be one thing. It's the deathless eye that makes me a little concerned.
I have many concerns, because who's to say you're not just going to go rogue and try to kill everyone else, thinking you're helping when you may not be?
Who's to say you don't drop it and Mr. Hitler gets his hands on it? That's also a problem.
We stop this war before it begins, and it will begin.
I'm aware that it will begin. We couldn't stop the first war either, but we could stop it from getting worse by having these magical objects in their hands. If the US uses it and sets us example, then we are not any better than anyone else.
Director, if you stop me in the duty that the President of the United States has assigned to me, you'll be standing in treason. I suggest you let me go.
No, it is the president that is committing treason. You're just too blind to understand. How many more men have to be turned into tools for these machinations?
And who's to say that they don't just get a hold of the eye and then raise an army of the dead for themselves?
So with some of the reports I've seen, war with Germany may be the right tool for the job. It would make a whole country stand up and defend what they seem to believe in, and some of it is not admirable.
Last I checked, the president didn't even want to get involved in this war.
Openly. You're not at those cabinet meetings, are you?
He didn't want to be openly involved in a war that's going to happen regardless of who you kill. Germany might not be involved, but Italy sure will be.
These are the orders. Either you're with the President of the United States or you're not. And if you're not, I don't know what to tell you, but we have the entire might of the US military behind him. You talk about a Hydra. I'm just a colonel on my way to retirement, or was.
I stand by Eleanor and her decisions. I stand by what she believes in. I work for her for a reason.
Then you are a traitor.
Well, I guess so be it, because I'm not giving you anything on your own. Now, like I said, us, if we want to go handle it, a small team like us can do it, but we are not giving you an artifact of power to do it. I do not trust that with you, and I do not trust that that won't go back to someone in the US and then just become more of a problem and get abused like all of these artifacts.
I did mention that we were on the record, so if need be, I can report about this in the Bergen County Record.
Oh, this letter is going straight to Eleanor herself.
Yes, I figured.
And even if we do need to carry out the Colonel's mission, I would like to speak to Eleanor first.
As would I. Because I don't think it's wise for us to just go rogue and kill a man without understanding the full situation.
Go ahead.
If it is best, then I suggest that we undertake the mission, not you and not the Eye of Horus.
And if both Amelia and Scarlett are going to be talking to Eleanor at the same time, I would also like to be in the room for personal reasons.
Yeah, the Zeppelin is coming to a, I don't know how Zeppelins stop. It's coming to a stop.
They turn off the engines and drift.
It's descending into the desert gently.
Barry is going to walk up to the pilot and say, "This is too heavy a burden for anyone to carry. if they don't want it. If you would like, I'm willing to take payment to secure your safe travel and return the ship to me.
So that mean he gives you the coin? Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he does. And then kind of falls out of that state and is confused and looks around, says something in Italian with his hands up.
You'll be safe, and I will see to your well treatment. We will make sure to return you to your people unharmed and unscathed. Barry looks over at Scarlet.
Fine. Would have been nice to question somebody else. All right.
I take the coin.
Because I see you using the coin, so I'm like, fine, I will let this go.
All right.
Like, okay, so
I'd like
we're
to
in
take a
the
look at the
desert.
engine room before we go any further. We have to go speak to Eleanor. We have a trip ahead of us. I need to take a look at the
I'm gonna go
resources.
to the telegraph because the painted lady has a telegraph machine.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes,
gonna go find it.
it does need to be like wired in though. You're in the middle of the desert. But it wouldn't be too much of a problem to go find. You'd have to go back to Tripoli probably.
Barry, does this vehicle have in-flight Wi-Fi?
Apparently, there are many aspects of this vehicle that I was not privy to. Perhaps we can ask the good doctor or Miss Director.
Dr. Ear, does this vehicle have in-flight Wi-Fi?
Well, I don't know because I'm not sure what that is. But I'm gonna go look at the engine room and I might be able to tell you more.
I don't know what it is either, but the Oracle has mentioned it to me as very important.
The engine room
Why,
does. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Indeed.
She just says things sometimes. I don't really understand what they mean.
Well, what she said earlier was absolutely inspired. I assume she has some sort of entangled quantum consciousness to be able to project forward and backward and have some sense of what's going to happen. That's a pretty well-studied technique.
Dr. Ear, I was skeptical too, and then I met the Oracle, and I think if you just met her, you'd say, that's a beautiful woman and she knows the future.
Well, that's what I said.
A beautiful woman who knows the future, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Libby knows many things about beautiful women. Just kind of storms off to like, because you need to get a telegraph to Eleanor. So like, I'm going to just go talk to Barry. I want to get a feeling for where we are in the desert exactly.
Yeah, you are. Well, first of all, the engine room does describe what you have been told about the painted lady, but it's in a Zeppelin, not in a four-prop cargo plane.
Right. Okay.
And as it comes to actually, I think we could probably, as you're in the engine room and it's coming to it and it's descending, and Barry is piloting it, it kind of through some fog is now a cargo plane again. And it's just like it's almost like you blink and it's like it never was a Zeppelin. And it's a little foggy around the edges, and you might have a bit of a headache for a moment, and then all of a sudden it's like it was never a Zeppelin, and now it's coming in for a landing.
So it doesn't go like through some sort of transformer moment. It just
it's just sort of like a warping of time and space. It's just sort of it's probably happening on that quantum level you were talking about.
All right.
But there's still no hardwire to plug into, so you'll need to go somewhere that can cable.
I'm trying to see. I want to see where we are, if I can get a feel at all for where we might be.
Yeah, you're probably about 20 miles inland in the desert. This is a pretty barren place, North Africa. So you would be able to triangulate. There are cities that you can go to. Tripoli isn't the only one. We would need to look at a map to decide, but yeah, you would have to go someplace. Now, the problem is North Africa is under control of Italy, so you won't find a safe cable where you are.
Yeah. I mean, at this
you
point,
could go to another country,
I'm gonna look at
Greece
Barry.
actually might be a good.
Yeah, there's Greece or Egypt or
Oh, then we need to go to London.
London is not too far, but you would have to stop at what's the Arab city or the not Arab but Tunisia. We're in Tunisia. I'm forgetting my cities.
I'm just trying to remember if we had a note about going to London. I feel like we did.
Yeah, Amelia was supposed to take you there.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We have a place to land in London. If we sorry to clarify, out of character, the Zeppelin changed mid-air and now we're in a 4-prop cargo plane.
Yeah.
Mid-flight.
Yeah.
Holy
but
shit.
It was sort of fuzzy around the edges. Like it was like your consciousness said, "Oh, well, it's always been a plane."
Okay.
Wait, no, it wasn't. It was like that. It wasn't just like a blink and change. It was sort of a remembering something different, and now we're in a different existence almost.
I believe that is what we call in-flight Wi-Fi.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you ride the river Styx. I'm sorry, did I blurt that? Whoops. Scratch that. That's not what I said. Trying to find this. Oran. Yeah, in Algeria. Algeria would be the next stop to London.
I have so many questions.
All right. Well, I'm gonna occupy my time inspecting the engine room and just see what there is to learn. You know, the markings and the drawings and the equipment and.
Barry would like to be down in the engine room with the doctor, and just be like, apparently you know a lot about this vessel that I don't, and perhaps I know a few things that you would like to know as well.
Well, I know almost nothing. This is a learning experience for me, but I'm absolutely fascinated.
You see these paintings, these markings of where the lady has been. My father told me every new continent, every new space he explored, he would make sure to mark it on his plane.
So he made all of these markings by hand himself?
That's what I thought until I started to see these, and Barry's going to point to strange places and locations that don't seem to correspond to physical locations, but they're mapped in a way that suggests these might be tunnels or places that the vessel has been in some weird way.
Interesting.
Okay.
Like continents that shouldn't be there and like weird channels and things, but everything else, like all the physical stuff, is correct.
Yeah, you're realizing that this aircraft is one of the artifacts that Eleanor protects. And if you have any mythology in your background, you might be able to discern some of these locations.
Should I roll lore?
Yeah, you can roll lore.
Oh, that's a good time for 3 6s. Thank you, dice. Good job.
Yeah, you start looking at the some of the locations, and you see these are mythological underworld cities, like Acheron or Leith, or there's one area that's just marked as pyramids, and it's not just one mythology. There's some mythologies you don't recognize.
Pyramids.
Yeah. So you're realizing this is like otherworldly.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember the
must be some sort of explanation for this.
Duat. So you recognize there's Egyptian mythology represented, Greek mythology represented, Babylonian mythology represented.
Okay. And I think Amelia just has like a flip notebook and is like trying to draw like the connections and like how these things might fit together, and trying to correlate like, well, is this an atomic reference, or is this, just trying to like put it into a model that could fit the paradigm of whatever it is that this is trying to do. Is it related to the fine people that she met at the bottom of the Pacific? Or sinking to the bottom of the Pacific, didn't quite make it. But
I think there might be some correlations there, but it's definitely dealing with realms outside of the physical world.
Okay.
So you don't know how to define that yet, really, but it's like it's basically you're concluding that scientifically other realms must exist.
Okay.
And this vessel somehow connects to them.
Extra dimensional
If
travel.
what Barry says is true,
Yeah.
But you also witnessed something extra dimensional happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's.
I don't think Amelia's at the point of saying gods and goddesses are real.
Right.
But there's some sort of, extra dimension. Like there's a scientific explanation still in her mind. It's like, that's fine. Magic is science we don't understand yet. So
right. Yeah.
Scarlet is at the full point of like, nah, this shit is just real. I don't know. Like, at least as we understand it, it's real.
Well, you did see Seti I walk the earth again.
I've resurrected the dead on 2 separate occasions. I've come to believe in magic. Also, the Oracle. Pretty good point.
Yeah, like for Scarlet, this is all just like, yeah, this is normal, but she's not revealing anything she hasn't been told she can reveal. So if Barry isn't supposed to know about it, Barry isn't supposed to know about it.
Well, we are safely parked in the Libyan desert. We know it's safe because the pilot was required to do so according to the powers of that coin. You did surf along the river Styx for a moment. And we're still missing a cosmic Eye of Horus.
Mm-hmm.
We are also not carrying that Seti in his sarcophagus, or just left alone with what was he? Assistant editor?
He's the junior editor.
Junior
Stanley
editor.
Levitz, yes.
And yeah, and we're also dealing with presidential orders now that are conflicting with First Lady's orders. So this will be an interesting package to unwrap on our next episode in 2 weeks.
Oh, I think we should go to London, though. I think that's probably the safest bet, because that's where Amelia was supposed to take us.
And that's safest if we're back in person next time and Eli's back. Then you don't have to explain Amelia's presence in the engine room.
Right. Yeah, we still don't know what's going on with that. We're just kind of playing it safe right now. So we'll be virtual. I at this point am assuming that the next session will be virtual, but after that, it's hard to say.
Sure.
So, but you know where to find us. We're still going to be at Happy Jack's RPG. And we are, I think there's other things happening. I know that the advice show's on a bit of a hiatus, but I think it's coming back soon. And then there's another game running. So I think we're all coming back to normal as soon as we can. But until then, you can always watch our show, as we're here. I'm Christopher Gray. This has been Pimples and Tombs. Why don't we do another round robin so everybody can introduce where they can, well, not introduce, extroduce? Outroduce.
Mm.
You can outroduce themselves. Do you want to take it, Emily?
Yes, I do. My name is Emily St. James. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/EmilyBDW, where all of my adventures are recorded. I'm here every other week doing this, and I have writing all over the internet, which my Twitter will link to.
Awesome. Blythe?
I have been Blythe Kalla. You can find me across the interwebs at Blythe Kalla 93. That is BLYTHEKALA 93. I am supposed to be starting up a show February 7th at the Scabby Rooster. Not entirely sure what's going on with that yet because of COVID. They desperately want it to be an in-person game, so we're probably not starting, but I don't know for sure. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. I'll talk about it. I'll announce whenever it does start. It's a game called Total Party Kills, where we play the monsters of the dungeons, fighting the heroes and murdering them. It's very fun. I was on it last season as a sassy Medusa. It's great. Also keep an eye out. I am writing a lot of comics and I have artists working on them. So a lot of that stuff's probably going to start getting posted soon, hopefully. So read them. They're fun.
That's awesome. Joe.
Sorry, I had some mic troubles. Okay, here we go. I have been Joe, and I've been playing Barry, and you can find me on Facebook. Just look up my name, where I talk about mental health. I talk about ADHD. I talk about neurodiversity. I talk about all kinds of issues that I think are really important, but probably people think I talk too much. Anyway, you judge for yourself. Or if you want more Star Wars, more creative stuff, I post little art projects that I work on. I make stuff out of EVA foam. I do miniature painting. You can find that at Joe Loves Stories.
Awesome. And last but not least, Mr. Mills.
Hi, I'm Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. My Sunday show just wrapped up on my channel. My Monday show here on Happy Jacks just wrapped up as well. I stream on Fridays with my friend Sam DeLev, and we have a little 2-screen setup that's really fun. And on Saturdays, we will be launching a new campaign soon on my channel. It's Probably Okay. Set in the XCOM universe, in the timeline after the most recent video game. And that's going to be GM'd by Pooja, friend of the show and everyone. You should check her Twitter out. There's going to be a lot of information. I'm going to just put that in chat real quick. But her Twitter is LA Desi Girl, LADESI Girl. And should definitely be checking out her stuff too. She was on Asians Represent recently in Utopia and is in 12-Sided Story. She's like a superstar, so don't worry about what I'm doing. Go check her stuff out. Like, it's really lucky to have her GMing for us, and it's going to be super fun. So that's what I'm up to.
All right, that's great. Well, I can't wait to see what happens with this gang as we continue to unravel the mysteries of apparently the universe. We'll see you in just a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.